Presidential advisor Daniel Bwala has defended the constitutional right of Seyi Tinubu to contest for any political office, including Lagos State Governor, despite being President Bwala Ahmed Tinubu's son. Speaking on the Clarity Zone broadcast, Bwala said that being the president's son should not disqualify anyone from participating in politics. He dismissed suggestion that Seyi's charitable activities are politically motivated, arguing that people should not gaslight or blackmail him simply because of his family's background. Let's take a look.
Some people assumed that the way he's been doing a lot of this welfare, which he did not start yesterday, a long time, saying he want to become governor. Yes. Then I asked the question, is he not qualified
to be a governor? Even if he want to be governor.
They say no, because his father is a president. Then I asked the question. He hasn't said he's running, but I'm just saying, you don't gaslight or blackmail somebody, right? I said, even if his father is a president, what stops him from running?
Being a governor.
Absolutely.
He can even challenge his father in the election as
exactly
a president.
in the next election.
Let us see how he will challenge his father.
Challenge his father
during the election.
He can even challenge. You should challenge his father.
Well, Daniel Bwala also criticized Peter Obi'S charitable activities, questioning the scale and quality of his interventions. Bwala claimed that despite being a multi-billionaire, Peter Obi has no record of floating a foundation, alleging that Peter Obi limits his charitable givings to only 5 million naira and has never given beyond 50 million naira. Bwala also accused Peter Obi of providing substandard infrastructure, specifically targeting his borehole projects in northern Nigeria. Let's take a look.
Peter Obi is a billionaire, multi-billionaire. There is no record that Peter Obi has flouted a foundation, because every man who believes he has a passion for humanity, every man that I've seen in terms of big men, they've flouted a foundation or a school, anything that has to do with public interest, and fund it so they can meet the deed of the masses. Not a single one.
But there are good deeds that he does. Gives 100 million to this, to this
He never give 100 million from Adam. I know he gives 5 million. He has never given beyond 50. And even that 50 he gave, I can tell you the circumstances behind it. But let me tell you, he came to the northwest and north central that time after the election. And places where they didn't have water, and he wanted to create borehole. Do you know the type of borehole Peter Obi gave them money to produce? Caveman days borehole, where somebody will climb and be bouncing like this, like a strip club. He'll be bouncing like that before water go come out.
Caveman borehole. Let me take this reaction from Dave, who wrote, "There is no mandatory law that donations towards charitable acts to support the cause of humanity must be rooted through foundations. I can't think of the foundation MKO Abiola floated during his lifetime, but his impact was felt across African continent." Go ahead. Yes.
Let me start with the first story around citizenship.
Yes.
Running for governorship in Nigeria, in Lagos State for the son of the president, saying that he could even contest against his father. And absolutely true.
Yes.
Many of us know the criteria for being president of Nigeria. Must be a Nigerian citizen by birth, must be sponsored by a party and belong to a political party, and of course must have attained at least school cert or its equivalent. And what disqualifies you are, of course, must not be a convict, must not have been indicted in embezzlement or forgery, a number of these things that Seyi Tinubu is not guilty of. So, as he said, he has a right to contest. However, we keep saying that the power lies in the hands of the people. I believe that when it comes to election time, the people should be enabled, and I use that word very, very intentionally, should be given the enabling environment to choose who their preferred candidate will be. I say this because oftentimes I've talked about INEC being a critical stakeholder when it comes to free and fair elections and enabling the will of the people to prevail, and not just imposing perhaps a candidate on or a sham election whereby the will of the people is violated. And so if they can just give people an opportunity, if they want Seyi Tinubu to be their governor, it's up to them. It's not Daniel Bwala that would advise the Lagosians how to vote or where to vote or who to vote, but the race will be tight because the number of prominent people have thrown in their hats in the ring. Let's see how that will pan out. 2027 is 2 years away. Now, Now, going on to charity, absolutely spot on with that ex post that there's no legislation around how people give. And I think it's quite rich coming from Dan Bwala himself. Let him evaluate, have a self-evaluation, and tell us himself how he has contributed to society through his own giving or through foundations that he has floated. I think that's more important. I think it's rich for you to criticize the giving of another person who is trying to do good in Nigeria, whether it be Peter Obi, whether it be Remi Tinubu, whether it be Sheyi Tinubu, who's giving anything, when you yourself haven't self-evaluated. I praise people who, under prevailing economic circumstances, have gone out of their way to take their personal wealth to enrich the lives of others. Instead of castigating, I think it's important to praise the efforts of individuals who have chosen to do good.
I think you have empirical facts.
Empirical.
You found something empirically.
Donated more than 50 million. This is September 2021. Igu Online. Peter Obi donates 100 million to Specialist Hospital for Nursing School. Okay. To Shanana Specialist Hospital, Usuka.
But we've taken a lot of the stories. We've seen the
empirical facts.
Decides to give out of their personal wealth for the benefit of humanity.
Yes,
I think it's important to encourage that.
Bwala was factually incorrect. False.
Well, all right.